This is CNN Breaking News.
Hello, everyone. Don Lemon, top of the hour here on CNN. Thank you for joining us. The breaking news on CNN is a tornado outbreak tears across the upper Midwest.
I hope no one's hurt. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us.
If you were in the middle of this, you saw this out of your window, believe me, you would be praying as well. This was one of 11 confirmed tornadoes in Illinois as it hit the small town of Washington near Peoria. At least 2 deaths have been reported. This was the aftermath. Nothing was left standing after the tornado was done. Cleanup and recovery will take a very long time. Look at that. That is St. Louis as the storm hit. With at least 19 million people in the direct path of the worst parts of the storm, CNN has mobilized all of its resources to bring you the very latest information. Jonathan Monken is the director of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. He joins us on the phone right now. We spoke to you just about an hour ago. What is the very latest information that you have? You confirmed 2 deaths for us. What do you know now?
Well, I can actually, unfortunately, confirm for you that we actually have a 3rd death associated with the storm, and this one is actually in the town of Washington. So somebody that was unable to get down to the basement in time and was pulled out of the home and ultimately found in a field nearby. So we do have 3 confirmed fatalities, unfortunately, for this outbreak of tornadoes.
Okay, and this, again, you said is in Washington. Before you said there were 37 injuries. What did you say, 7 traumatic injuries, but tell us about the injuries. Do you have an update on that?
Well, we definitely know that the injury number is going to climb significantly. We had a couple of specific requests for what we call ambulance strike teams to go out where they have a particular surge that's needed in order to evacuate more people than they're immediately capable of doing so. So we've had a couple of those requests already, so we know that those injury numbers are going to climb significantly. We don't have the latest update yet on those 7 trauma patients that came into St. Francis Hospital in Peoria, but we're certainly monitoring it very closely, and we expect those numbers to climb.
Jonathan Monken is the director of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. If you're just tuning in, a 3rd death confirmed right here on CNN by Mr. Monken, who is there in Illinois right now. Mr. Monken, how are you holding up on resources? How are people dealing with all of a sudden becoming homeless in an instant?
Well, that's a significant problem, there's no doubt. And there's definitely going to be hundreds of people that are going to be looking for temporary shelter. So the Red Cross is answering the need so far with opening shelters in the area, 3 just in the city of Washington alone. But we know that number is going to climb as well. And that's one of the biggest challenges is things are starting to get dark out there. So as night falls, it's more difficult to coordinate these resources. It's more difficult to search through the rubble. And as this system blows through and the cold air comes in, the temperature drop is also going to be an issue to make sure that people can be kept warm or fed, and they're sheltered as we get into the nightfall.
Mm-hmm. On a human level, how are you holding up and the folks there, especially the emergency workers?
Well, certainly we're doing better than many are today, and we're grateful for that. But we want to make sure that we're providing all the services that are necessary for the people that are directly impacted by this. So we're going to start working through shifts as we keep things open through the night, as we continue to bring additional assets to bear to make sure that people can be helped out. We actually just dispatched an additional 61 Illinois Guardsmen into the Washington area to help out there with search and rescue and a variety of issues. So we're doing okay, but this is going to be a long haul.
You're going to need federal help, you believe?
Well, we're going to have some federal resources on the ground shortly in the form of what's called an IMAT team, and they're going to help out just with the incident command. So right now I think we have adequate resources inside of the state to do the standard missions of things like search and rescue, but ultimately this will grow into a federal process as we look at overall damage assessment, and it's over such a widespread area it's going to take a lot of folks. And once we get around to daybreak tomorrow, as you mentioned earlier, we're going to have a clearer picture of how extensive the damage really is. So I think that's when we're going to see some federal assistance to help us with those damage assessments.
And people always want to help out. I'm sure many of our viewers are. What do you need most?
Well, right now, I think what people need the most is there's going to be a requirement for water. People need to make sure that they have water to drink, depending on how the temperatures go and what the forecasts look like. If it gets cold enough, they'll need some additional warm clothing and things like that, because a lot of people lost everything that was inside of their homes. So some of those will be provided through the groups like the Salvation Army and the Red Cross that are helping out with those sheltering efforts. But prayers are always appreciated, no matter what the circumstance.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jonathan Monken, the director of the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. Viewers, Mr. Monken confirming here another death in this, and we don't want that those death toll numbers to go up, but they may, as you heard him. It's getting dark there. It's getting cold, and they're still trying to assess the damage. They're not done yet. They're bringing in additional resources. This line of storms really focused in hard on the state of Illinois, and this is Washington County, where that death, the third death has been confirmed. This is near Peoria, Illinois, and it just saddens me every time we have to report something like this, because sometimes you can see a hurricane coming, some, severe weather, you can see it coming, but the tornado, it just happens in an instant, and then people are instantaneously, in an instant, they are homeless. All of their belongings gone. Their homes flattened. Memories. And let's not forget, oftentimes, lives are taken away in the process.